Hey everyone, Alex Kaiju fan coming at you with another video. Today I'm going to be basically talking about kind of my thoughts and opinions on kind of the Godzilla fan base currently. I've been really wanting to make these kind of videos. Like, I have recorded like so many audio recordings of me just talking about the Godzilla fan base, but I never get to upload them because I either forget, I don't want to look through all the audio files, or new things have popped up that I didn't get to talk about. But basically, I'm just going to talk about things as a whole and my personal experience with it. So just a quick recap, I feel like the previous 2 years, 2014 was probably like my second favorite year next to 2016. 2016 is obviously probably my favorite year, if not my second favorite. Well, 2016 is probably my favorite, but I mean 2014 was really good because it was an event that really drove a lot of Godzilla YouTubers to really talk and interact with each other, when before no one really knew each other that well, but it allowed many people to gain new friends. Now, in the Godzilla fanbase, there is this huge drama, or as I like to call it, a war. Yeah, I understand all that, guys. But anyway, my point is that there's like huge drama in the Godzilla fan base, and the biggest drama that it all revolves around 347 Nerf Man. Now, first of all, 347 Nerf Man, he's a very good person. He's a decent human specimen. You know, he's not a savage. He's not brutal. He's not immature. I mean, he can be immature, but I mean, like, he's not, like, a very mean and rude person to talk to. He's a very nice and kind person, or at least, in my perspective, he is. But the thing is, 347 Nerf Man and Godzilla 621 are pretty much the two, I guess, how most people would view them as villains of the Godzilla fanbase. You know, they kind of go out, team up with each other, and make rants, gang up on other Godzilla fans, since the two of them together are pretty big Godzilla YouTubers for teenagers, whereas people that they rant on or talk about aren't really as big as them, or have as many dedicated followers. Now, the thing is, when it comes to me and Godzilla 621, I've known Godzilla 621 since 2014. Like, some of the first people that I met on YouTube were Sean Chowdhury, Mathlo Kaiju, and then Mathlo Kaiju introduced me to Godzilla 621 and Godzilla 5400. So I have known Godzilla 621 for a really long time. Like, I was back with him in 2014 when he was making the Return of Godzilla. Like, that's how far back I've known him, you know. And I've known him for a really long time, you know. We've been pretty good allies / friends, I guess you could say. But the thing is, most people recently, or at least before Godzilla 621 kind of came out, when he made that review on the Louis Durant film, a lot of people who are new to the Godzilla fanbase or only have their channels up since late 2015 were now looking at Godzilla 621 as this kind of joke. They were making memes about him. I kind of laugh at them, but you know, but the thing is that a lot of YouTubers who are like not even that big in the Godzilla fanbase or relatively new to the fanbase kind of saw Godzilla 621 as an enemy, or basically someone who needed to be stopped. And the thing is, you know, the stereotype was that Godzilla was a jerk. You know, he was mean, he was rude and obnoxious. But I was one of the people that defended him because I had known Godzilla 621 for a really long time. But the thing is, Godzilla 621 and 347 Nerf Man, their philosophy is that with all of these rants that they're creating, they're actually uniting the Godzilla fanbase. But in my opinion, it's kind of like, I'm sorry if we're going to go into another boring history reference, but the whole thing about this is almost like Europe in the beginning of World War I. Everyone, well, not really World War I, but just really Europe in general, when you really look at it, everyone's in the same area, pretty much, but everyone's, like, divided, you know? Like, for example, Germany, France, Austria, Serbia, Spain, Portugal, England, you know, and Belgium, you know, all these countries, Norway, they're all, like, within the same proximity, but they're all divided, and that's what I feel like 347 Nerf Man and Godzilla 621 are kind of somewhat doing. You know, every Godzilla fan is now in one area, since it's, haven't seen the fan base together like this since 2014, but at the same time, everyone's divided, you know, everyone has kind of chosen one YouTuber that they all stand with. Like, for example, you have 347 Nerf Man, Kaiju 621, you got people on their side, like Campster Rook, or, you know, I can't really think of anyone at the moment, and you can also put me on the list too. I really try to fundamentally support anyone that I, like, really know relatively well. But the thing is, you also have like Louis Duran's side, where you have like Louis Duran, Godzilla, Goji Franklin, and those kind of people. And then you kind of have the more neutral people like Super Mario Zilla, Jazzman, and Ryan Zeton. And then you have the Future Freshman side, which is mostly just other YouTubers, Godzilla YouTubers that just watch them because he's Gojira 2000, even though he's not even making any Godzilla videos or anything really related to it. But anyway, my point is that, again, they brought everyone together, but at the same time, they kind of divided everyone, just like Europe is divided. It's not like the United States of America, where every single part of the entire, like, North America is just, like, united. No, it's like Europe, where everyone's divided and split up. But anyway, enough with all these boring geography and history lessons that probably make people cringe and probably want to kill me. But my point is that the thing is with the Godzilla fanbase is that the whole rant concept, look, I'm not a person that gets offended over rants. But the thing is, I mean, when they first come out, like, for example, Jansamy. Let's look at Jansamy real quick. Jansamy was another Godzilla rant person. You know, he made rants on the whole Kaiju 621 alliance, I guess you could call it. He made a rant on Kaiju 621. He made a rant on Campster, he made a rant on Alex the Kaiju fan, and he made a rant on Gojira 5400. And that was pretty much like the main people that were on the Kaiju 621 alliance, whereas Jansamy was in the Lewis alliance, I guess you could say. And the thing is, whenever I like rewatch that rant on me, you know, it really makes me think, you know, like it actually kind of makes me feel a bit bad or sad. Like it's not like depressing sad, but it's the kind of sad where it's like you really just take time to just think. And I feel like these kind of rants that people are making on each other, it's kind of doing good because it allows people to look at their flaws, but at the same time it's doing a lot of bad because it's splitting everyone. It's causing people to kind of start arguments in the comment section. And even 347 Nerfman has mentioned this mob mentality. Future Freshman and Hedora the Douchebag, who were supposedly like allies to 347 Nerfman, you know, Future Freshman was in the Goji Fan 1993 rant, and Hedora the Douchebag did have a relatively good live stream with 347 Nerfman. And recently, Future Freshman did make a video saying that his part was completely satirical. I cannot speak today. But Future Freshman mentioned that his part was just really in there for jokes and skits, and that the rest of the argument in the video was not that well maintained. And then you have Hedora the Douchebag, who was actually in a rant from 347 Nerfman. And, you know, he's not, like, angry about it, but he's not, like, super happy, joyful, delighted. Because anytime someone makes a rant on you, I don't think you're gonna be, like, happy. You're most likely gonna be sad or angry, but there's that really big chance also that you're just like, okay, whatever. But you're not, like, happy. You're kind of a bit... You're like, whenever someone makes a rant on you, you're kind of angry or disappointed, but you're not really gonna, like, show that anger or hatred. And I feel like that's what Hedora the Future Freshman really did in their new podcast known as The Depth. You know, when I first saw that podcast, I was really expecting it to be more of like a podcast where these three people were going to talk about the Godzilla fan base and other people that they might want to talk about. But then it turned into like a court case. I feel like I was back in the Nuremberg trial. Okay. No more jokes. I'm sorry. I felt like okay. Let me just get this one joke out. I felt like I was back in the Nuremberg trials where they had those German war criminals and the UN was like judging them. I'm like, oh crap, bro, this is a trial here for 347 Nerfman. Okay. I know these war jokes, history jokes. They're really bad, aren't they? But anyway, my point is that it pretty much turned into Future Freshman and Hedora the Douchebag just teaming up on 347 Nerfman. And I did not expect this, and I don't know why, but whenever I watched the video, I really felt this sense of arrogance. Like, Future Freshman, he's usually, you know, he's able to talk about himself in a pretty positive and with a lot of high self-esteem, but in this video that he made, it felt so arrogant. He felt so sure of himself. I was like, man, Freshman really feels good about himself, doesn't he? Like, this entire video, I'm like, yeah, he feels really good about himself. But anyway, my point is that the Godzilla fanbase has really just driven people to make rants, discussions, and it's done some good. You've got people that have come together and form alliances, but at the same time, it's done a lot of bad. While personally, I do like participating in rants, I feel like my own argument in the Goji Fan 1993 rant wasn't really that good. you know, because I was actually in a live stream with GojiFan1993, not really like in the live stream, but I was watching a live stream. I was like, hey, look, GojiFan1993 streaming, let me just go check it out to see what everyone's like doing right now, at least the majority of like the Godzilla fan base. And surprisingly, GojiFan1993 actually acknowledged me. He said, hey, this Alex Kaiju fan's questions, they're pretty good. I'm not even sure if he even noticed that I was the Alex from the video. I mean, apparently he didn't because because 347 Nerfman came there, and I believe his comments got deleted and blocked. But somehow he didn't block like any of my comments for some reason, and I was typing some pretty funny stuff in there. But anyway, my point is that, you know, I feel like the entire argument in the GojiFan1993 rant, I feel like the video should have been considered to be a roast and not a rant, because the video, they had a lot of parts that were roasting in it. For example, you have Campster Rook's part. Campster Rook, you know, he made like some sort of, you know, pretty funny joke, and I feel like that could have been better for a roast, you know? I feel like the entire video could have been a roast, you know, in my opinion, because usually when you make a rant, you state some facts and statistics. Like, for example, you know, if I was to do a rant on someone, I would try to get like snapshots, video evidence, and stuff like that. Like, say for example, I don't know, I was to make a rant on Godzilla 671. I would try to look through my list of videos that I have that he has uploaded to see what I can use against him to show actual evidence. Whereas 347 Nerfman, he just got me and a bunch of other people to kind of just talk about GojiFan1993, and Attack on Eric. It did bring up a good point about the Godzilla fan base, but at the same time, it really had nothing to do with the with GojiFan1993 as a whole. So I felt like that entire statement, it was nice to hear, you know, it was really good to hear what Attack on Eric had to say, because Attack on Eric, he used to be a Godzilla fan when I first met him, you know, he was kind of into Godzilla, but over time, he became more of an anime person, and then his entire channel became anime-based. So, that's pretty much what happened with Attack on Eric. And Attack on Eric, you know, he doesn't like Godzilla, but, you know, I still respect him, you know, because just because someone doesn't like Godzilla, it doesn't mean that they should be disrespected, hated, or bashed on, you know? But my point is, again, still, again, I feel like these rants, they're doing a lot of bad things, you know? I mean, just the term a rant, I feel like most of these kind of videos, or not even videos, but, you know, you should kind of go to a person or just talk to them, and you could just kind of have, like, how do I say, like, whenever you, like, visit a psychiatrist, or counseling, you know, in a sense like that, where you can, like, talk to someone, and you can say, hey, you can improve your videos by doing this and this, but when you just make, like, a rant or a roast, and just make, like, insults and jokes about them, the person that's, like, directed towards, they may not seem angry or disappointed, but you never know, like, what they could be feeling or what they could be going through. Like, Louis Duran, he doesn't seem too angry about the rant, you know, he's a relatively happy guy from what I've seen, or from what I've talked to him, because I've known Louis Duran for a really long time, back when he still have like 160 something subscribers, so I've known him for a long time. But the thing is, Louis, he's never been a person that gets angry, or at least when he does, you know, he kind of just shrubs it off. But I mean, like, other people that may be included in the rant, or if any rant in general, they may feel really bad, you know, they may feel a bit emotional about it. They may not always display that emotion, but at the same time, they could feel a certain kind of anger or sadness towards it, because they were suddenly attacked out of nowhere, you know? Oh my god, I'm sorry guys, I was laughing. I mean, I'm not supposed to be laughing at this part, but I was just thinking about something and I just started laughing. But anyway, again, I feel like these rants and roasts, they're nice to participate in, and me personally, you know, every now and then, I do kind of feel bad. Whenever I see like the Jansen around, I'm just like, oh man, I feel so sad. But anyway, my point is that I'm not a person to just get all like angry where I'm like, I'm not that kind of person to kind of do that. But my point is that someone else may not be as tolerant as maybe some other people might be. So, while these rants, again, they're nice and funny to do, you never know what could be going on the receiving end. And, again, 347 Nerfman, in terms of the GojiFan1993 rant, I feel as though the arguments in that were very weak, in my opinion. I feel like it should have been more of a roast, you know. But I guess a rant, I guess more people do rants because whenever like you mention like a Godzilla YouTuber, it usually says rant at the end of the video instead of roast. So I guess when you have like a rant, it's easier for people to like find and look up compared to the word roast. But and overall, I mean, the video should have been a more of a roast because there were more like insults or statements, but there wasn't like that much evidence to back it up. You know? I mean, even the whole Louis Duran thing about him being an adult, he's obviously not an adult. I mean, I don't think he is. But anyway, yeah, I'm really just trying to think of some things to say. Overall, again, 347 Nerfman and Kaiju 621, they think they're like ambassadors for the Godzilla fan base. They think they're bringing people together. I mean, they have brought people together, but again, they have also separated a lot of people from the Godzilla fan base. And that's why the younger Godzilla fans, they look at Godzilla 621 to be this kind of villain and enemy. And even future freshmen at Hedora the douchebag, you can really tell in their new podcast, The Depth, that they really want to get at Godzilla 621. It's almost like 347 Nerfman is just there because he's like a scapegoat because he's the one that uploaded the videos. But it's like future freshmen and 347 Nerfman just really want to get at Godzilla 621. And I can kind of understand why, because Kaiju 621, he man, I just thought of a meme about him. That's why I'm laughing again. But the thing is that Kaiju 621, he has a lot more subscribers. No offense, 347 Nerfman, you have a very good amount of subscribers. I mean, compared to me especially, I'm still not even at 1,000 yet. But my point is that 347 Nerfman compared to Kaiju 621 is a bit smaller. And again, Kaiju 621 has existed for a really long time, you know. Again, he has existed for a long time, and Kaiju 621 is kind of known to be in these kind of controversies with Godzilla fans ever since Godzilla vs. Giger, when, like, the monster was Giger, and people were kind of complaining about it, and Kaiju 621 was a bit angry. But the thing is, yeah, I'm really excited to see the new Depth podcast, you know. Maybe I could be in an episode, you know. No, Alex. You're too stupid to be in a podcast with these kind of people. I mean, everyone hates you, you know, like everyone has blocked you. Anyway, so, thank you guys for watching. I hope you guys have enjoyed this video. Like, comment, share, subscribe. I'll be seeing you guys in the next video. Actually, why do I keep on saying that? I can't even see you. You can only hear me. I mean, you could see me if I'm, like, showing a face camera, if you could hear me if it's, like, audio, but I really can't see you. So what's the whole point of saying that? Hypocrite, man. What a disgrace. What a super disgrace, man. What a super disgrace, man. What a nigger.